Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Mackay and I'm here for another film review. And this week we're going to be talking about a new brand, a new person on the film scene, or at least new to me. I hadn't met them before, but they are absolutely lovely. And then of course, a new film for you to try within the Wonder Box. Whether you are new to film photography or a long-time analog enthusiast, our channel covers all things film, from tips and tricks, film reviews to how-to videos. Subscribe now and keep those notifications turned on so that you never miss a beat. Happy shooting! So today I'm talking about Nocolorstudio and their No.10 emulsion. So Nocolorstudio is this new brand into the market, launched in August last year. They ran a small batch of what they called their No.5 emulsion, and off the back of that have now launched several other emulsions, all black and white, as you might expect from somebody who is called Nocolorstudio. Maybe they're going to launch Color Studio and Blindside us soon, but for now it's Nocolorstudio. And the lovely chap behind it is somebody called Arnas, who is Lithuanian. So this is a brand and a business based in Lithuania. And Emma reached out to Arnas to talk about sort of what inspired him to start the business and what it's all about. And he talked very eloquently, as you can imagine, about his love for film photography, the experience and the enjoyment of shooting on analog rather than digital, and particularly his love for films that were not too technical, as in not too technically perfect. So of course, Kodak and Ilford in particular spend a lot of time chasing the perfect emulsion. Of course, they offer a wide range, but with their more premium films and in black and white, that's the Delta range for Ilford and T-Max for Kodak. They're looking for certain fineness of grain and certain consistency. And of course, that is wonderful and a really important part of film photography. But there is another side that is the more creative, the more serendipitous side. And that's where Arnas particularly enjoys shooting his own work. As for why Nocolorstudio in black and white, again, he freely admits this is a personal preference. He finds color totally distracting, and the things that he enjoys shooting, the people, the streets, the landscapes, he's always preferred monochrome. So when he came to wanting to bring something of his own to the market, it made sense for him to focus on black and white and more creative emulsions. So there we go, that's the background. Now about No.10 in particular. So it's wide spectrum, panchromatic, 100 ISO. It also is 29 exposures rather than the more common 24 or 36. And one of the early reviewers did say that it caught them out where they just went into automatic mode. You glance and you think 28, oh great, I've got loads left. And then one shot later, you're done. So watch out for that. And that's a function of how Arnas makes it. Wide spectrum means that it does push into infrared area of the light spectrum. So if you use an infrared filter on top of it, you can shoot infrared. Panchromatic, we know, means sees all the colors in monochrome, unlike orthochromatic. So you'll get a really lovely range. And of course, 100 ISO puts it smack bang into the perfect for summer film category. And although I'm filming this at the moment in May, it is gloriously sunny here. So a wonderful film for you to try. What can you expect from this film? Well, this does have, even though I've talked about the creativity and not looking to chase perfection, this does have really great resolving power, really tight grain, and a lovely balanced contrast. So it is a really good quality film. No.5, the first of Arnas' films, is very unforgiving with latitude. So if you miss the exposure, it's gone. You've got blocky blacks or blown out highlights very easily. This is much more forgiving, hence wide spectrum as well. It has a medium to high forgiveness, shall we say, with the exposure latitude. So you should be able to use it in different situations and get a great result. This is fresh film stock, it's also worth saying, so this isn't something that has been expired, so there should also be good consistency from frame to frame and roll to roll. You can also push it to 1600 and pull it down to ISO 25 and still get great results from it. So a truly flexible and creative film. The other thing to note is that it is rolled in recycled film canisters, and we've had a few of these over the past few years of Wonderbox. It's always worth remembering that one of the nuances of using a recycled film canister is that you really should use manual levered cameras rather than automatic motorized cameras. And the reason for that is they are slightly less robust than brand new, custom built, Ilford's fresh out of the factory, robust canisters. Anything that's recycled will always be a little bit more temperamental. And the danger with a motorized wind-on mechanism is that can just blast through things. So it's probably going to be fine, but if you want to be sure, then please do use it in a manual point and shoot or a manual SLR, and just be careful as you wind on that you're not just yanking it and in case something happens. But ultimately, this should be a really good fun, something very different. It's wonderful to support another person who is coming to try and bring us new and interesting things. I really love the way that Arnas has doubled down on what he's about, monochrome creativity. His website preaches both of those things as well. So please do follow along. Been going for less than a year. I hope to many, many happy years of analog experimentation in the future. And I'm sure we'll see much more of Arnas very soon. Thank you, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you have been one of the very few people lucky enough to have tried this already, please drop hints, tips, tricks, what have you learned so far based on what I've said? Any other Flickr albums or Instagram posts where people can see what is possible? Otherwise, I'll see you again very soon.